Hello, and thank you for joining me. I am Ricky Green, and I am here to do my diary for bone marrow transplant, days 1 through 3. Wow, what a journey it's already been. You anticipate that things are going to go well, but you plan for the worst, and it's a hard balancing act, especially when you toss in having a family and having a job and having a side business and, a lot of other responsibilities to go along with it. For me, yesterday was okay, but I spent the majority of the day worrying because perfectly normal, but my dad was experiencing a lot of nausea and vomiting, and, that's never good. He would hate that I'm sharing this, but my dad's 6'1", and right now he's 120 pounds, and that's up for him. So he's got a really hard fight coming up, and this isn't like a normal or any other kind of transplant but blood transfusion, for example, where you get the blood and you're immediately feeling better. For transfusions or stem cell of this type, which are called allotransplantations, where a donor offers their stem cells to a host, which is my dad in this case, and you get to build a new immune system from somebody else's DNA. How cool is that? Seriously, it's so cool. But at the same time, it's such a process, and my dad is in the hospital throwing up, and I'm feeling guilty because I'm at home with my son and my dad, my son and my significant other and my mom, and I'm the only one that he wants to visit, so totally get that. But I feel guilty for not being there. The flip side of that coin is that when I am there, he feels obligated to stay awake even though he needs to sleep, and he's, having a really hard time with that. Today I tried to plan it so I was there when, the nurses were going to be coming in, but of course I missed them by 15 minutes, and then they fed him, and then there was alarms going off, and, oh my gosh, seriously, I don't know how they can get any sleep in there. I get that, and I'm going to rant for a minute because hospitals, it's no hotel, right? It's not supposed to be peace and quiet and all of that. It's just not. It's not the nature of a hotel, or a hospital. But on the other side of that, these patients are going through seriously the hardest time in their life, and there's people in there, they're not able to time it, and I get it. This is the best research institute in the entire country. But if I put myself in the patient's shoes, there's somebody in there like every 15 minutes. I don't think he slept more than much of that since he's been in there. I think it's just the nature of the beast, but man, it's tough when you're fighting for your life. And today I was there, and 2 different times for at least 10 to 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes, it's probably more like 18, but 10 to 18 minutes, there was alarms going off. And it wasn't like in the distance, it was like right outside the door. And healing in that kind of environment it's got to be hard. So that's the other side of the coin. And I think that's why I feel so bad. So I don't know, it's just the nature of the beast, I guess. But at the end of the day, for me today, there's been a lot of desire to make bad decisions. Man, I want to drink, and man, I want sugar, and oh man, a cheeseburger sounds so good, but for me, food is comfort. And God, it's really, for me, I'm really, really glad that I was able to do my morning routine this morning and get back into that, because really it sets the day up and your mindset up for so many more things. You're able to handle more. You can do more. So this may be a little incoherent because I'm very I feel very passionate right now. I have so many things running through my head and so many things I want to share. I've already in the last few days it's been a year at least that I've been building up to this, but in the last few days, it's all really culminating into just needing to be present, taking it day by day, needing to update people and do it, and at the end of the day, I get to who I can get to and not feeling guilty about that, because as a caregiver, somebody who's feeling the guilt of not being at the hospital all the time, which it's not even realistic. Nobody should be there all the time because they have a hard enough time sleeping, really. I guess that's my point. But I just need the guilt that comes with being a caretaker and not being able to care, right? My time will come intensely, very intensely, and very soon. But today and the last few days, the guilt, really, if you can prepare for anything, be aware that the guilt is on high. So with that, I appreciate your time. I'd really like to understand what you've been struggling with. My experience is only my experience. There's countless others people can be having. Frustration, anger, a little hope. I don't know. But I do know that in the next 1 to 2 days, things are going to be a lot more tough for my dad. And if your family or loved one is in this situation, know that, it's a scary time. But for now, I'm going to focus on what I can, which is picking up my son, finishing off my workday, talking to some customers, and you know what? Probably even a little bit of meditation for myself. To that, I'm off to have a healthy dinner. I love you. Peace out. Signing off on day 1 to 3.